What's up guys, I'm the Stradman. So I was driving around trying to find a cool location to film my next video, and I bumped into this McLaren 675 LT. I think there's only 2 of these in the whole state of Utah, so it's pretty awesome. Of course, I had to park my car next to it, grab a couple shots. This thing is super rare. 675 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. Top speed of 205 miles per hour. The LT, of course, refers to long tail. The 675 LT is a track-inspired version of the 650S. I believe this is chicane gray with the orange brake calipers. So cool. This is the first 675 LT that I've seen outside of the state of California, so it's pretty cool to see it here in Utah. That 675 LT was so cool earlier today. I mean, you just do not see cars like that here in Utah. I think it's one of 2 here. Crazy. So I found an awesome spot to film. I'm at the base of Mount Timpanogos in Sundance, Utah. Like, what a beautiful evening, seriously beautiful. So I've received the same question pretty often. Am I modifying this car? Am I keeping it stock? So I've decided that I'm going to spend $10,000 to make some modifications to this car. Now, usually $10,000 would go pretty far. On a Lamborghini, it's like chump change, it's just insane what it costs to modify this car. So yeah, I'm going to talk about sort of some performance modifications, twin turbo kit, not to spoil it, but I can't afford one. Twin turbo kit, I'm going to talk about aftermarket exhausts. I'm going to talk about some aerodynamic upgrades I can make, some other visual changes. So, powder coating the wheels black. That's going to run about $1,500 or so. The Callisto wheels, they're 2-piece wheels, so it runs a little bit more than your average wheel. Carbon fiber Superleggera rear wing. Now, I don't know what it is about the Gallardo. It just really looks good with that rear wing. That runs $3,500 uninstalled, but it just enhances the back end. It makes it look that much more aggressive. Really nice upgrade. I'm considering that one. That's in the short list for sure. Carbon fiber mirrors, $2,000. Carbon fiber Superleggera side skirt. That's going to be $3,000. Now, I don't want to turn the car into a Superleggera. I'm not going to get the Superleggera stripe. But the Superleggera carbon fiber bits are pretty awesome, and they really enhance the look of the car. Another very popular upgrade is the LP560 bumper. Kind of like the rear wing, it really updates the front of the car, makes it look that much more modern. The problem is that it's $4,000, and that comes uninstalled and not painted. So, once it's all said and done, once it's painted, installed, $5 to $6 grand I think is pretty fair. Now, I might be able to sell the current bumper, maybe get a couple $1,000s back, but that would be to be determined. So I've already kind of talked about vehicle wraps. That runs about $5,000 to $8,000 depending on the type of material I want to use. If I want to get paint protection film over the entire car, expel, that's going to be $6,000. I told you it wasn't cheap, guys. It's crazy. Body kits. Now, I'm not going to get a body kit, but I still do want to mention it. Haman has a body kit. Of course, Liberty Walk, they seem to be the king of body kits, I guess, right now with their wide body kit. So, Liberty Walk wide body kit, first gen Lamborghini Gallardo, is $25,000. Now, if I also wanted to get the AirX air suspension that most of them have, that's an additional $8,000. It's just, yeah, it's crazy. Now, RSC Tuning, they have a pretty cool interior package for the Gallardo. It's basically 15 pieces finished in carbon fiber. It runs for $6,000. It includes the door handles, the center console piece, you know, a couple other pieces here and there. It's a really, really cool upgrade. It really updates the look of the interior. There's also an upgraded carbon fiber steering wheel that runs for $2,000. It looks fantastic. It really, really makes the interior look that much better. So an exhaust system, you know, that's one of the things I'm seriously considering the most. There's a lot of different exhaust setups I could do for this car. I've looked up a couple of sort of the big names in Gallardo exhaust. So first off, you know, Army Tricks, obviously Paul from Supercars of London, his Gallardo LP 560 has the Army Tricks setup. Now, as far as I know, Army Tricks does not actually make an exhaust for the first gen Gallardo. They only started on the LP Gallardos. So for the first gen, we have Fab Speed, we have the Lock Revision 5 exhaust, and then an exhaust system from RSC Tuning. So they're all going to be I'm looking at about $3,000 to $5,000 for an exhaust setup. The Fab Speed, it looks like, is $3,000. The Lock Revision 5 exhaust, that's about $3,000 as well. RSC Tuning's $4,000. You know, the car I'm on right now, it's completely a stock exhaust. It sounds good. The nice thing I like about this exhaust system right now, it's not necessarily like a loud drone. You know, I've done a couple long road trips so far, hoping to do more here in the future. The exhaust setup that I have right now is perfect for those long road trip situations. You know, when I'm just cruising around town, it is pretty quiet. You know, at startup, it's really quiet. It would be cool if the exhaust had some more drama, but if I'm planning to do long road trips, you know, it's something that I need to consider for sure. Now, if I had unlimited resources, unfortunately I do not, I would twin turbo this car. I mean, a twin turbo Gallardo is mental. We're talking Veyron type power. I mean, basically nothing could keep up on the road. Now, a twin turbo kit is basically out of the realm of possibility for me. It would be awesome to do an 8-second quarter mile, or, you know, 200 plus and a half mile, but they're insanely expensive. I mean, $10,000 would be a drop in the bucket for a twin turbo kit. You know, sort of the two big kits is the one from Hefner and from Underground Racing. Now, I'm going to use Underground Racing as kind of my example in this video. They have 5 different stages. Now, stage 1, that's 700 wheel horsepower using pump gas. It's $35,000 installed, though. Yeah, that's a lot of money. Stage 2, 850 wheel horsepower, $65,000 installed. Stage 3 is 1,000 wheel horsepower. We're starting to get up to those Bugatti Veyron type numbers. That's $89,000 installed. I mean, I could buy a second Gallardo, a pretty nice one too, for $89,000. Then their first race version, that has 1,050 wheel horsepower, $109,000 for that setup. And then their race version stage 2, that has 1,750 horsepower at the wheels, using race fuel. They don't even list the pricing. They just say call for pricing. We're probably talking, I would imagine that's $150,000 to $200,000. So, I mean, for $250,000 to $300,000, you're getting a car with Veyron type power. It's not going to have Veyron type usability. I mean, these cars, these twin turbo Gallardos with, 1,700 horsepower, you can't really use that on the street. Yeah, it's just absurd. Now, one thing I forgot to note is my Gallardo has the 6-speed transmission. If it had the E-gear, the automatic, the semi-automatic with the paddle shifters, that would require some additional upgrades for some additional cost as well. Yeah, I mean, I would love to get this car twin turbocharged, I mean, when you think about it, when you think about what a Gallardo cost, and then you add a twin turbo kit on top of that, it seems overpriced. But when you look at what you're getting for the money from a performance standpoint compared to the competitors, I mean, a twin turbo Gallardo can basically run with any car in the world in a straight line. That, I should note that, in a straight line. In a straight line, that has to be noted. You know, in the corners, different ballgame. So as you can see, you could easily spend 3 times the purchase price of the car modifying a Lamborghini. It's absurd, it really is. So that being said, I have $10,000 to spend to modify this car. I don't know if it's gonna be in the next month or the next 6 months. That's the number I'm looking at. So I'd love to hear in the comments below, should I do, like, you know, the carbon fiber rear wing, wheels powder coated black? Should I wrap the car? You know, exhaust system. You know, I only have $10,000 though, so I can't necessarily do everything I'd like to. So yeah, leave your suggestions in the comments below. I do read the comments, try to reply as much as possible. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll talk with you hopefully here soon. Bye. All right, so my first hate, I guess that's what we're going with, is of course, the Gallardo has the wrong doors. Now, when I was dreaming of owning a Lamborghini as a little kid,